Welcome everyone to the tiny Isle of Mist, a place more for the tinies of Second Life, or Fae folk, or anything along those lines that you want to call them. I've done some places that mess around with sizes before on this travel list, but I think this is the first one I've actually done that's particularly for tinies. And it's off of mainland. You can actually see some of the mainland continent over that way. And there is other islands around here, like that one to the left, but we won't be taking a look at that one today, but we will be taking a look at this lighthouse off to the right, as that's not particularly worth its own video, so I'm going to be patching it up with this one. In any case, I have my tiny here, which is a little Fae person. It looks like we get a message here that tells us to put our wind light to midnight, which, since this is made by the Linden Works, I don't think they do automatic wind lights, or perhaps this is too old and they haven't updated it with an automatic wind light. But you can see these beacons around here as well, which I'm not quite sure what those are for. But as we further get into the island, we'll see a bit of weirdness going on in here as well. So we can already see there is, in fact, mist coming from the center of the island here. The island in itself is not very big. There's not too much off to the sides besides what's in the central area here. But we can already see strange, I guess I'd call them animals, and strange lights illuminating things around. Like that one, for example. Very strange indeed. And we'll find another one right here in the middle of this little lounging area for the tinies. As you can see, the little tiny chairs and whatnot. These are actually my size. But one of these are in fact sitting here, and it looks like it's drawing in something, almost like an energy of some sort. We get a nice view of the island around here. Now in front of us is actually a giant tree with a giant tree house type of thing on it, so we'll be taking a look at that for the most part. As the rest of the island doesn't particularly have too much going on to it, there is another pathway off to the right here, which we'll be taking. I'll go ahead and show it real quick. I'll be taking it to get over towards the lighthouse, I think, since it does lead off towards that way. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at this treehouse. And there's weird glowing orbs in the trees as well, which is another interesting thing. This place is very much built to be kind of a fantasy land for the tinies to live in, I assume, because there are in fact little houses here. Though obviously I don't think you could actually res things here, but these could be used for like living in as a tiny, I assume. Though there are different tiny communities, at least know one of them. So I don't think this place actually gets too many people around to it. Don't think I'm actually fitting up this boardwalk here for whatever reason. I may have a little bit of a messed up shape or something going on here, so we'll go ahead and... Yes, I have fairy dust as well. really like the mist view of coming out of the forest. I always like misty forest in general. I was actually just in a misty forest not too long ago with Chronicles of Gaevalu. Looks like we have a split in the path here, so let's go ahead and take off this way. And another house here. And we'll go ahead and continue up this way, up this tiny board plank, I guess. And we get another message here. Carpenter's workshop, or the den of some villain. You are not quite sure, and he or she appears to have a grudge. So I think this island's actually part of something, as far as maybe some sort of Linden game, perhaps, or something on those lines. That name, or I don't know if maybe that's the name of a region or something like that. Probably has something to do with something, but I have no idea, to be perfectly honest. And we'll just go ahead and continue upwards here and take a... I think we're getting towards the top of the tree at this point, yeah. I don't think there's... Is there another one? Okay, there is in fact a little spot here with another bench and a seat. So I guess this is about as far up as we're going to get with the tree here. But overall, I really like this island. It's nice to see... it's always nice to see different ideas for different communities. This leads us back to the entrance here. And it's funny because this entire little embankment in the water appears to have quite a few little islands for the tiny community, though haven't seen anybody here so far. And we'll go ahead and take these pathways. And not too far away from here, actually, is where the linden moles live, I believe. Like maybe 5 or 6 regions off into the waters here. And this actually looks pretty neat. These little, I don't know if they're coral or ferns that are sparkling up in the water. And here we have a little tiny boat here, which we could use, but I don't know if I could actually get to the lighthouse with that. I don't know if it would survive a region crossing or not. And we have a nice little face here right in the rock, which I didn't even notice until just now. I think I walked right by it before. The eyes are following us every which way we move. We can see a little bit of little mini islands dotting around out here, which we'll take a look at as well. I think there's actually one towards the entrance, but I'm just going to go ahead and do a bit of a flyby here, just to make sure I'm not missing anything on this island. The fairy dust is kind of, does kind of get in the way when I'm moving around a bit, but... Over here we have what appears to be a little revolving spear of some sort. The dome spins rustily, seemingly quiescent. So this all is apparently some sort of mystery going on here, which I kind of wish I knew the beginning of, where the starting point for it would be. And we'll go ahead and take a look at this mini island over here, which seems to have some sort of structure on it, right before the lighthouse. Some sort of purple light illuminating from its windows. I guess it would be this that would be illuminating it. It appears to be an eyeball fern. Not quite what I was expecting to find in here, but all the same. Let's just go ahead and float up here through the top. And now we'll go ahead and take a look at the lighthouse that's over here. Which is actually, apparently, still part of the Isle Lighthouse, essentially, I guess. There's somebody sitting in a boat right here taking a look, I guess. Just going to go ahead and move around the lighthouse and see if there's anything on the other side, which I doubt, but you never know. I always like to make sure of things. Looks like there's a rope that we could possibly climb up to get to the very top, but we're going to go ahead and make our way up the old-fashioned way. It looks like we have little seats and whatnot around here, though it kind of looks almost a little bit too big for tinies, but I'm not quite sure. Like, I guess these crates would be about our size. Nothing in them, though. In these drawers, I mean. It looks like there's a trash can that has, like, something bad going on in here. Not anything good, I imagine. It appears we have some sort of leak in here, as there's a little bit of water about. And we'll go ahead and continue upwards. This looks almost like a art gallery of sorts, or perhaps a museum. I guess it would be at least an office, after all, with the desk and whatnot there. Here's the thing for the rope that was here, the crank. And apparently the crank actually works. And pulls up the rope and then pulls it back down, I guess. We can see the outside once again. We can see another island off that way, but I don't believe it has anything to do with the tiny isles at all. Also see a view of the areas along the coastline over there, which looks very nice. It looks like there's some sort of community or perhaps shopping district over that way. And here we have a telescope for looking at the stars. And it's actually movable, which honestly they don't tend to be. So that's a neat little thing. Looks a bit cloudy out for stargazing, though. God, it looks like a bedroom up here. No, I don't see a bed. Oh, it looks like we've made it to the top of the lighthouse. And we have a button here. Let's go ahead and press it. It does seem to be doing something. Maybe it turned off the light? Because I know there was a light on before we came here, so let's take a look. No, I don't see a light on. I think we actually turned off the light. So let's go ahead and see if we can press the button again and bring the light back. And indeed, the light is in fact back. That's pretty neat to be able to turn it on and off like that. In any case, this was the tiny Isle of Mist, along with the lighthouse. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. And it looks like I can't actually go out this window, so I guess I'll have to go and, I think I'll just zoom out on the lighthouse before we leave. A nice view of the isle and a nice view of the lighthouse. So I will see you guys next time with another Second Life Travels video, and I'll see you real soon.